Okay, so in this video we're going to have a look at an exam question for complex numbers that has A, B and C part to it and a few different operations between the three parts. So in part A here we're given W, Z, they ask us to find the value of D, they tell us W multiplied by Z is 38 minus 9i and that I squared is equal to minus 1. Okay, so W multiplied by Z would be D plus 5i multiplied by 3 minus 4i. I want to split my brackets. D times 3 minus 4i plus 5i by 3 minus 4i. So that's 3d minus 4id plus 15i minus 20i squared. 3d minus 4id plus 15i, and they told us I squared equals minus 1. So that's minus 20 by minus 1 minus 4id plus 15i plus 20. And what I can do with this equation is take it and set it equal to 38 minus 9i. And just before I do that, I'm going to combine like with like. So I get 3d plus 20 minus 4id plus 15i is going to equal 38 minus 9i. And again, like what like, we just carry it across the equal sign. So I get two equations from this. 3d plus 20 equals 38. 3d is equal to 38 minus 20. That gives me 18. Divide both sides by divide both sides by 3. And I get d is equal to 6. And what I can do then is use my blue part just to verify as well. So minus 4id plus 15i equals minus 9i. We can drop our i's as they're common across all three terms. The minus 4d I'd like to move over. So I get 15 plus 9 is equal to 4d. 15 and 9 is 24 equals 4d. Divide both sides by 4. 24 divided by 4 will give me 6. So again, same answer, d equals 6. And we'll just state it at the bottom here. And that's part A answered. Part B now, they tell us about 2 plus 3i, and they want us to find 26 over z on the argand, or find it firstly and then show on the argand diagram. So 26 divided by z. So when we're asked to divide two complex numbers or divide by a complex number, our rule is we multiply by the numerators denominators conjugate. So it'll be multiplied by 2 minus 3i. Okay, so I get 26 by 2 minus 3i all over 2 times. Easiest to split our bracket here. Bit of tidying up, 26 by 2 will give me 52. 78i over 4 minus 6i plus 6i minus 9i squared. That's 52 minus 78i all over 4 minus 6i plus 6i will cancel. That'll be minus 9 by minus 1. That's 52 minus 78i. 4 plus 9. So we get 52 minus 78i over 13. And now we can just treat it separately. And just into your calculator, 52 divided by 13 will give you 4, minus 78 divided by 13 will be 6i. Here's my answer, and we want to plot it, so it's 4, and we go down to minus 6i. And that's my point there on the Argand diagram. That's 4 minus 6i. It's always good just to label it as well. Okay, and part C, a little bit to do here in part C. So first we deal with our division, and when we've done that, we're going to write our answer in polar form. Okay, so we get 1 plus 3i minus 1 all over 1 plus 3i minus 2i. So that's 1 minus 1 plus 3i over 1 plus 3i minus 2i. So I'll get 3i all over 1 plus I. Okay, now I'll deal with my division. So we know from part B that we multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So that's 3i by 1 minus I all over 1 times 1 minus I plus I times 1 minus I. So that's 3i minus 3i squared over 1 minus 1i plus 1i minus I squared. So that's 3i minus 3 times minus 1, because we know that I squared is equal to minus 1 all over 1 minus 1i plus 1i will leave me with 0 minus I squared, which is minus 1. So that's 3i plus 3 over 1 plus 1. We get 3i plus 3 over 2. I'm just going to rewrite properly. So that'll be 3 over 2 plus 3 over 2i. Okay, so I've found my answer for my complex number. Next thing we need to do is find the argument. So that'll be a over b. So that's 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2, which gives me 1. So I get theta, I get tan theta is equal to 1. So theta equals tan inverse of 1, which gives me theta is equal to, if your calculator is in radians here, you'll get pi over 4, and if it's in degrees, then you will get 45. So I'll assume we're in radians here. Okay, so what we need for our answer here would be z is equal to r times cos theta plus I sine theta. So to find r, it's the modulus of my complex number, so that's the square root of 3 over 2 squared plus 3 over 2 squared. So it's 9 over 4. And just into your calculator. So we have 9 over 4 plus, will give me 3 root 2 over 2. Okay, so I found r, and I have found theta, so I can sub in now. So we get z minus 1 over z minus 2i is going to equal 3 root 2 over 2 on cos of pi over 4 plus I sine pi over 4. And just some color coding to show where it came from. My r came from here. Back we had pi over 4 is there. Now, if your calculator was in degrees, your answer would have read as follows. So the R value will always be identical, and instead of pi over 4, you'll get cos 45 plus I sine of 45. And that's that question answered.